week of the NFL preseason starting tonight. Steelers visiting the Bills. They lead the way as part of one of 4 games. Aaron Rodgers will not suit up. He has said the preseason doesn't help veterans. Okay. Josh Allen also, like us, watching the game. Bills reporter Elena Getzenberg is on the scene at Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park. Elena, Josh Allen has played only 2 series this preseason. What makes Joe Brady so confident he'll be ready to go in week 1 against the Texans?
Yeah, Kevin, it's pretty simple. It's Josh Allen, so they feel comfortable with where he's at. And Joe Brady's really happy with the work that Josh Allen has put in during this training camp. When I asked Joe Brady, is Josh Allen going to play in this game tonight on Tuesday, he chuckled a little bit and was like, yeah, no. He pointed to a couple things. They really liked the work he got in those 2 series in the first preseason game and the joint practice last week against the Cleveland Browns. Allen and the first team offense got a lot of work in, and that made Joe Brady feel very good with where Josh Allen's at. Of course, keeping him healthy is a priority, so that helps, take away some of the pressure of him perhaps playing tonight. The other thing is, we're in a new Highmark Stadium. So Josh Allen, though, did get the experience of playing in this venue in that first preseason game, which Joe Brady thought was important, but that's already got a big check mark next to it.
And keep in mind, Allen and the Bills, they're tied with the Ravens with the second shortest odds, the Super Bowl 61, 10-1. Elena, thank you so much. C-Dub?
Yeah, Kev, despite regularly reaching the playoffs recently, both the Bills and the Steelers made coaching changes this offseason. The Bills have a standard to maintain amid those changes. They've picked up a playoff win in 6 straight seasons, the league's longest active streak. On the other side, Pittsburgh, meanwhile, has come up empty in its last 6 trips to the playoffs, last winning a postseason game in 2016. Let's now bring in our Steelers reporter, Brooke Pryor. All right, Brooke, what is the plan for the Pittsburgh quarterbacks tonight?
Well, Christine, Mike McCarthy, it's never too early to play mind games, and he didn't want to give us too many details about the quarterback plan, but he did say that it's going to focus on the young guys yet again. And I can tell you that Drew Allar and Will Howard were the only 2 quarterbacks taking warm-up throws about 5:30. Mason Rudolph was also out here, but he was just giving them an assist, tossing them fresh footballs as they were throwing to their wide receivers. Now, one thing to note, Mike McCarthy was asked if it would hinder the development of his young quarterbacks if he kept 4 on the roster for week 1, something he has never done at any point in his career as a head coach. And he said, well, no, we don't have any time constraints now when it comes to coaching them, that we can work with them before practice, during practice, and after practice. So that quarterback school that he's been known for can continue. And he said, heck, if there was a way to keep 6 quarterbacks in the building, he'd do it.
I'm sure they could definitely use some. On the defensive side of the ball, Steelers cornerback Joey Porter Jr. is unhappy with his contract situation. What's the latest on that front?
Well, Christine, this morning the Steelers restructured DK Metcalf's contract, freeing up $18 million in cap space for this season. But I'm told that's just to give the team some cushion going into the year, and it does not mean that a contract extension with Joey Porter Jr. is imminent. The 2 sides have been at an impasse. That's what Mike McCarthy said earlier this week. Porter Jr. remains on PUP. He has not practiced since aggravating a back injury during mobility workouts on the first day of training camp. Now, I was told last week that there hadn't been any real meaningful progress, and as far as trade buzz around the cornerback, that the Steelers had neither made nor received any calls on Porter. But look, Sunday is cut down day. At 6 p.m., something has to happen with Joey, because if he remains on PUP after that, then he has to miss the first 4 weeks of the season. That's not something the Steelers want to do.
Okay, we'll see what happens. Porter Jr. is on the final year of his rookie deal. Brooke, thank you.
Receiver Alec Pierce off the physically unable to perform list. Pierce had ankle surgery in March. The same month he got a 4-year, $114 million extension. Indy's opener is against the Ravens on September 13th. Let's bring in NFL senior writer Jeremy Fowler as he joins us here as we talk a little bit about injuries.
Yeah.
And it feels like every single segment when we talk about injuries, we could say this segment brought to you by the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah.
What's the very latest on Mike Evans?
Yeah, Kev, it's been a rough camp. Mike Evans had a rough camp. He's had multiple injuries. I'm told he is determined to play through them and try to be available for week 1. The latest is a groin issue. He's been out this week. 49ers are hoping he can get back on the practice field next week, which should be a short week as they're getting ready to go to Australia for that long flight. The bigger concern there is the pass rushers. Nick Bosa, Mikael Williams, when will they be back? But the offense should be made whole here soon. Evans plans to be a part of that. It's just groin tightness, so we'll see how it goes. Josh Simmons, this one is interesting because he's got a back issue. He's been classified as day-to-day, but I can say that he is undergoing more tests to see if there is something long-term here. So this could be one to watch. They have Jalen Moore, who's kind of like their swing right tackle, left tackle. He could start there if needed. So could be minor, but they're still identifying that situation. That would be big. They're a much better offense when he's in there.
Yeah, you got to protect a quarterback who's coming off that knee injury, and that is Patrick Mahomes on track to start week 1 on Monday night against the Broncos.
All right, some more news earlier today with defensive tackle Leonard Williams getting a 3-year, $90 million contract extension from the Super Bowl champion Seahawks. The $30 million annual average value ties Williams with the Bucs Vita Vea as the 5th highest paid defensive tackle in the NFL. Okay, so Jeremy, what's the latest on some other players looking for contract extensions, starting with Christian Gonzalez?
Yes, all eyes are on Gonzalez and the New England Patriots. This should be a slam dunk. He is one of the best cover corners in the league. He will need a market-setting deal. They're just not there yet. I'm told there has not been significant progress between New England and Gonzalez. They've offered him a contract, but they got to get into the details and figure this out. They got a few weeks to do it. Gonzalez doesn't look very happy when he addresses the media right now. The market is $33 million with Devin Witherspoon. It's got to be above that. Joey Porter, also a cornerback to watch at Pittsburgh, impasse there. And then Tucker Kraft, the Green Bay Packers and their star tight end have been in conversation about a new deal that Green Bay hopes to reach by week 1. I'd say they're probably in the 4th inning if you're looking at 9-inning process. So they got a ways to go, but they have had a little bit of progress. This one's tricky because the tight end market has not surpassed $20 million. It's kind of been lagging behind for years. You got Tucker Kraft in Green Bay. You got Sam Laporta in Detroit. Could be some new money coming to a all-important position.
Okay, I want to stay in the NFC, and quarterback competition, usually a theme right around now. It feels like there's only one left that we are trying to figure out, and it's the Falcons. Why does Michael Penix Jr. still have an opportunity, even though we have yet to see him play?
Kevin, the window is open because Tua has struggled. Look, the last week did not go well between the preseason game and the joint practice with the Colts. There were some fumbles, some bad plays. Now he's got a chance tomorrow night against his old team, Miami, to perk up a little bit, to make his last compelling case. Michael Penix right on time, cleared for 11-man work. He's got more arm talent and ability, so we'll see if he can get in there. I'm told Kevin Stefanski could wait until the official depth chart around week 1 before that, so there's some time here. Then you got Fernando Mendoza. He will get the nod tonight once again. Should get most or all of the first half. It should look similar to what it did last week against Houston. So they want to see him, the Raiders, build off of the positives and the negatives of last week. He was great on 3rd down, delivering the ball in tight spaces. They want to see him clean up that, like the interception play where you're kind of throwing, moving backward, throwing over the middle late. Got to clean that up. But he's made a nice impression. Kirk Cousins should be entrenched as the starter. That will come at some point, but Mendoza will be playing sooner and later. They're very happy with him.
Keep in mind the Raiders in week 1, they host the Dolphins.
SportsCenter, and welcome back, Chicago Bears. Last season, they won the division for the first time since 2018, made the playoffs for the first time since 2020, won a postseason game for the first time since 2010. They're looking to take another step forward this year. Here is their head coach, Ben Johnson, today addressing Caleb Williams' improvement.
Just the anticipation, the timing, the understanding where we want to put the football. He's not afraid to fit it in the tight windows. He trusts his pass catchers. But a year ago, I think a lot of the things were foreign to him, and now you can tell he's got some banked reps and he's able to anticipate where he wants to go with the football now.
On ESPN.com, Ben Solak has an article that ranks the most exciting teams to watch in the NFL this season. Caleb Williams and the Bears top the list, followed by MVP Matthew Stafford and the Rams, and then the Lions. He lists every team. So go see where your squad lands, but not right now, because our favorite bird watcher and NFL analyst Ben Solak is here. Okay, so you have the Bears number 1 on your watchability rankings. Why is that?
Because of the explosive plays, because of the comeback wins. Caleb Williams led the league last season in 6 comeback wins, and that doesn't even include the 7th because it was a postseason win against the Packers. He almost had an 8th against the Rams with that overtime throw to Cole Kmet. We're talking about, edge of your seat games, right? All 60 minutes, then probably some more because of the overtime. And we're talking about big plays during those games, right? I like shots. I like touchdowns from anywhere. And I like defenses that give them up too, right? The Bears give up a high explosive play rate on defense. A lot of turnovers as well. I like watching turnovers. I'm Gen Z, all right? I'm on the TikTok. I'm scrolling. These got to happen fast. I need attention grabbers. That's the Bears last season. That'll be the Bears again this season.
You're speaking my language. Caleb Williams and the Bears open up the season at the Panthers. You have both LA teams in your top 4. What is your rationale for each team, starting with the Rams?
Now, the Rams are an easy one, right? And Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, Myles Garrett. There's this cat named Aaron Donald we haven't watched play in 4 or 5 years. He might be showing up. It is a star-studded roster. And particularly in the case of Stafford, who's off that MVP and turning 38 years old, we just don't know how many more seasons we're going to get of the guy. Devontae Adams is 33. How many more seasons of his effective play are we going to see? So you want to tune into the Rams to see the star, the new Myles Garrett, but you also might be watching that last Stafford season. You don't want to miss a game. Then at 4, I have the Chargers, and that's in large part because of the interest, right? The early season factor. We have Justin Herbert playing in a Mike McDaniel offense. Justin Herbert, who is as golden-armed, spectacular throw, high difficulty impact as they come, with McDaniel, who with 4 years with Tua Tagovailoa in Miami was creating an explosive passing game. Tua's arm is not half of Justin's arm. So you're talking about that style of offense with this caliber of a quarterback. If there is an offense that takes the league by storm this year. You think about what the Bears were really able to do last year over the stretch of the season, coming into their own and really exploding and blossoming late. It'll be the Chargers. They're your best bet this season. That's the team to watch.
All right, Chargers-Rams play in their final preseason game tonight at 10 Eastern on NFL Network. Okay, so Ben, you have Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs at number 22 on your watchability rankings. How are you explaining that one?
Well, I had him like 20 last year. Nobody was complaining about that, all right? They have not been as watchable as the Chiefs should be, right? They're a little bit being penalized for the greatness that they've had in seasons past, but the Chiefs were one of the least explosive offenses in football last year. Yes, they play a lot of close games, but they tend to be slow-paced, methodical games. Any Chiefs fan who's mad at me will tell you they've been unhappy with how the offense has been operating the last couple of seasons. So certainly they get the star impact. They get Mahomes, they get Travis Kelce. I love to watch those players too. But I remember what it felt like to watch Mahomes when he dawned, and it didn't feel like this. Watching the Chiefs, not as fun as they used to be. Still very good, not as fun as it used to be.
Yeah, they're getting a little bit older. That's what's happening. The Chiefs went 1-9 in one-score games last season, which was worse in the NFL. Ben,